Hello class 9. Hope you all are good. Now in this video today we will continue the same chapter, that is your locomotion and movement. We will discuss about the different types of joints that is present in our body. So let's start what is joint and different types of joints. As we all know that human skeleton consists of 206 bones, right? So these bones are what? They articulate with each other by means of joints. And the study of joints is called arthology. So what is joint? The points of articulation or meeting of two bones are called joints. Now there are main three types of joints are there. First is your fibrous joints, second is your cartilaginous joints, and third is your synovial joints. Right? Let's discuss first fibrous or immovable joints. Fibrous joints are those joints in which the articular surface, means the surface where two bones join, are connected by white fibrous tissue made up of collagen proteins. And these joints, they allow no movements and are extremely strong. They are also known as sutures. Now just look at here in the picture, the skull bone. Actually the skull is made up of different bones, right? And they are joined together. But these joints are immovable, right? And these joints are called sutures. So example of suture is what? Various bones of skull, right? Next type of joint is cartilaginous or slightly movable joints. Actually, cartilaginous joints are those joints in which cartilage joins two bones. Just look at here. This is actually your vertebral column. Okay, and these vertebrae, they are joined by cartilage. And these joints, they permit only slight movements between the bones. An example of cartilaginous or slightly movable joint is what? Joint between the vertebrae, right? Now third type of joint is your synovial or freely movable joint. Synovial joints, they are the most mobile of the three types of joints. The ends of two bones that participate in a synovial joint, they are covered with a smooth and slippery hyaline cartilage, and that cartilage is called what? Articular cartilage. And this cartilage bearing surface of the bones are completely enclosed in a liquid filled tight capsule which is made up of ligament called synovial cavity, right? And it is filled with a synovial fluid, right? And this fluid, it lubricates the inner joint surface, and in the old age the supply of this synovial fluid decreases and resulting in the stiffness of joint and difficulty in movement. And that is why in old age so many people, they replace their knee. तुमने सुना होगा कि घुटने घिस जाते हैं. तो वाई घुटने घिसते हैं? एक्चुअली ये जो तुम्हारा सिनोवियल फ्लूइड है वो धीरे धीरे डिक्रीज होना शुरू हो जाएगा. एंड जब सिनोवियल फ्लूइड डिक्रीज हो जाएगा तो नेचुरली आपस में टू बोन्स क्या करेंगे? फ्रिक्शन होगा, वो टकराएंगे एंड वो घिसना शुरू हो जाएंगे, राइट? एंड दैट इज वाई इट इज डिफिकल्ट टू मूव, it is difficult to move, right? And it result in the stiffness of joints and difficulty in movements. Synovial joints differ somewhat in structure and in the kinds of movements they permit. Hence, they are subdivided into 6 types. First is your ball and socket joint, and in such synovial joint, one of the bones has a ball-like structure, just like your humerus head, right? And it fits into a socket formed at the end of the other bone, that is your scapula, your pectoral girdle, कंधे का जो bone है. The bone with a ball can move freely in all direction. An example is your shoulder joint, where it is present between the head of your humerus and socket of the glenoid cavity of your pectoral girdle. And it is also present in your hip joint between ball or head of your femur and socket of your pelvic girdle. And this type of joint, that is why you are easily move your hand and leg in all directions. This is your hinge joint. Hinge joint is actually it is present in your elbow and in your knee joint. Knee joint and elbow joint, which joint is present in these two joints? Hinge joint. And they allow movement in only one direction. I think all of you know that the joint between your upper arm and the lower arm, this joint is called what? Hinge joint, and it allow movement in only one direction, right? The same way at knee, knee point, your what? Your femur and tibia fibula, they are joined by which joint? That is hinge joint. Next is your pivot joints. Pivot joint, in this type of synovial joint, a bone rotates on a small projection of another bone that acts as an axis or pivot, right? An example of this joint is between atlas is your first vertebrae, right, and axis vertebrae. Actually, the joint between atlas and axis, which joint is present? Pivot joint. And that is why you are enable your head to turn from side to side. Next is your gliding joint. This joint permits sliding movements of the two bones over each other. And the joints between carpals in the wrist and tarsals in the ankle are gliding joints, right? Next synovial joint is your saddle joint. This joint actually only one pair of saddle joint exists in the body and one in each hand. The metacarpal of thumb and the corresponding carpal of wrist is example of saddle joint, right? Now next is your muscles. Actually, all of you know that without muscles, movement is not possible, because only bones and joints are not able to help in movement, right? Movements in the body parts are actually brought about by the contraction and relaxation of muscles, right? And a muscle is a bundle of muscle fibers covered by connective tissue. Each muscle has two ends. One end is attached to the immovable part or lesser movable bone and is called origin, and the other end called insertion and is attached to the more movable part. Just look at this diagram. Here this bicep muscle is there and its one part is attached to this. Here actually origin is here. One part is attached to the what is it? It is immovable part or less movable part of the shoulder. So it is attached to this part, and that is called what? Origin. And another other part of this bicep muscle is attached to the here to the slightly to the movable part, right? And this movable part is your what? Radius, that is your lower arm bone, and this point is called what? Insertion. Actually this due to contraction and relaxation of the muscles, what body parts can be moved or movement can be what possible. Next is your antagonistic muscles. Actually the muscles which bring about movements of any body parts in opposite direction are called antagonistic muscles. Just look at here this diagram. Here two types of muscles are there, that is called biceps muscles and triceps muscle, and both are antagonistic to each other. Biceps muscles, what they do, they are pulling muscles, means they pull the hand, the lower part of a hand to upper side, right? While these tricep muscles, these are pushing muscles, and what they do when your hand is pulled, so that time these muscles they what relax. And when what's happened when you just pull the hand to towards the upper side, then what's happened, these bicep muscles they contract, right? So one muscle contract, other will relax, and then what's happened, the movement is possible. Then you can move your hand or just you can जब तुम अपने वो बनाते हो ना, क्या बोलते हैं इसके, बाइसेप्स बनाते हैं, तो हम क्या करते हैं, जस्ट ये हैंड ऊपर जाएगा ना, तो दैट टाइम व्हाट्स हैपन, दीज मसल्स दे contract, bicep muscles contract and tricep muscles relax. So they do but in opposite direction, their work is just opposite to each other. That is why they are called antagonistic muscles, right? Now in human body total how many muscles are present? 639 named muscles are present, and out of which about 600 muscles are voluntary. Voluntary means which are under our control. Actually there are two types of muscles, voluntary muscles and involuntary muscles. Voluntary means which are under our control. Hand muscles, leg muscles are called voluntary muscles, and some muscles are involuntary which are not under our control. That is your heart muscles, the muscles of your internal organs, right? They are not under our control. So what they are called? Involuntary muscles. So what is saying? Out of which, out of 639, 600 muscles are voluntary and 39 are your involuntary. Which one is the largest muscle in our body? That is your gluteus maximus is the largest muscles in our body, which extends from buttock to the thigh, right? Next is your stapedius is the smallest muscles in our body, which controls the movement of stapes bone in the middle bone ear. Actually stapes is the smallest bone in our body, right, which is present in your middle ear. There you have read about ear ossicles. Ear ossicles are present in your ear. These are actually three bones are there: malleus, incus and stapes. And stapes is the smallest bone, and stapedius is the smallest muscle in our body. We use about 200 muscles while walking, and muscles can contract or relax but they cannot expand. Just remember this thing, they always either they contract or they relax but they cannot expand. Okay, thank you children.